We have two Graceland. Yeah.
So it's different houses near each other, I would imagine.
Yeah. So close. We're so close so that like, because things are happening all the time. There's always some like catastrophic thing happening at the house. It's 15 to 20 really, really, serious drug addicts, right? And I don't know if you've ever known any of those, but we're pretty much capable of anything at any time. So it's a hard job. I want us to be really close. So like right now we have 5 graduates living in this house, so that if there's ever anything that happens over there, we can just boom, shoot over there. And it's not like a normal business. It's like a family. And I kind of get off on like doing it the right way, right? Nobody's doing this the right way, bro. It's too hard, because if you say you can't have your phone, I don't know. I don't want to kind of say too much, but I'm just excited to be here. Thank you for talking to me, brother. I really appreciate it. Have you ever heard of a band called Hyper Crush?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you do, bro. Okay.
Were you in that band?
Yeah, but I was in there with like LMFAO and Lady Gaga and like like in the very beginning, 15 years ago when it all started, the pop electronic scene. You were a person that I knew about, that I knew of when I was in the band. And it's just cool to be actually talking to you. And I just appreciate you being willing to hear me out, and not just listen.
Yeah, no, I want to learn more, because I went live with this other, I did not know much.
I know.
I went live yesterday or the day before yesterday with this guy who recently was there.
Yeah,
and
Nick.
Yes. And
He's
people
great.
were telling me all of these things in the comments that I had no idea about. And then he got really upset that I was asking him some of these things. I'm like, I'm not here. It wasn't a setup. This is not a setup. Like
Yeah,
I'm learning this.
You're asking the questions that they're asking, which is so awesome. Like if we could dispel some of the rumors and some of the bullshit and actually clear up a path to help people, because then that would be great. Because I'm bringing these people in. I mean, Nick didn't give us a dime. We had him in our house for 4 months, and every day was a new. I don't know. You can probably speak to how it was with Nick. I mean, he's great. We love him. I'm still friends with him. I hope he makes it. And if he doesn't, we're right here. I don't want to have him like on some, on the outs with us, because we're his foundation. And that's why it's hard leaving sometimes. It's kind of a double-edged sword. The structure that we have, most people don't make it through my house. It's very, very.
What do you mean? Like bedtime at a certain time?
No.
That?
Let me explain.
A lot.
So sober living's typically it's just a place of living. You kind of run your own program, go to meetings, they drug test you.
Curfew, drug tests, and I mean that's like really it.
How often do you drug test there?
No. I'm like we're describing what other places are like. There's not a whole lot you have to do.
Yeah. So Graceland's really different. It's a year-long program. You come in and for the first 60 to 90 days, you don't have a phone. You're focused on working the 12 steps, building a foundation, Alcoholics Anonymous, and learning the house structure, right? Because there's a lot of rules. If you leave a cup out and you walk away from it,
item left out,
it's a strike.
Look, we have it. Look,
hold on. Can we explain the cup though?
But it's Perez, right?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name right. Drug addicts and alcoholics, when we first get sober, I say we because I am one. Our awareness is it's basically totally. We're completely unaware of where we are, who's around us, how we're affecting people. So the goal with this item left out thing is just to raise your awareness, right? If you're leaving items in every fucking room, we got a problem, right? And that's probably why your life, or that's probably a part of the reason why your life is a mess. Because if you lose shit all the time, it's just one little thing. And also I mean, there's so much, bro. There's so much to unpack.
Well, I think I saw a video of Nick saying, that there were too many rules in the house.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules. But I mean,
What are some of the other rules?
So you don't lie, right? You can get an infraction for lying, not doing your chore,
Just, you know,
being late to our meetings throughout the house.
Obviously, no relapsing. Obviously, no. I mean, if you relapse, there will be consequences, or you'll get kicked out. And no fraternizing. I'm not going to use any words that could get me in trouble here. So
Hooking up.
two people shouldn't be having a relationship in the house, and that's one of the most challenging things for us because Nick had gotten into a relation, or he had a moment. Him and Brittany did a thing, and it was a problem.
I heard something about this, that it was pretty scandalous.
Well, it wasn't scandalous. They just did something in a bathroom.
It takes two to tango. They both decided to make a decision.
I went. So after
you
I
went live with Evil Teapot.
Yes, I was about to say, after I went live with Nick, I went live with this other account who was giving me all this information. I don't know if it's true or not, but that other account said that the girl was kicked out, but Nick wasn't.
Yeah. We had two girls who were hooking up with two separate guys in our house. And it's a major rule. It's just as bad as a relapse. It's the same type of infraction.
But the question is why the girls and not the guys?
Okay, I know. So I'm going to finish. Let me get there.
Okay, sorry.
So the reason, I had one girl who already had her bags packed. Every day was trying to leave. I had another girl where this was a behavior pattern where she kept hitting on guys and trying to get with guys. And this just happened to be the third guy that she got with. And, for me, it was like, okay, I felt like if I kicked the boys out, the girls were going to leave regardless. They were going to follow them, possibly. But I also thought, okay, if I keep the guys, we'll keep it a men's house temporarily till we find some strong women. And maybe these two guys will stay and complete the program and get a year sober and change. And it was a tough decision. And I'm open to it maybe not being the right decision. It was it was about 4 p.m. in the afternoon. I said, where can I Uber you guys? And I Ubered one girl. She wanted to go to a house back where she was from.
No. But before you said that, we had a list of 4 different places for each person to go to. That would be another house, another option. Because we have to, at this point, just imagine being us. We have to figure out what to do, right? This keeps happening.
But ultimately, who are the decision makers when something like that happens?
So I ran it by Pat, and then he has a partner who's an owner, Danielle. And then I run it through all the staff. We have about 4 other graduates who are staff, and we all talk about it and come up with a decision.
And I was not, to be honest, I don't ever want to kick anyone out. But I'm king enabler, honestly. Believe it or not, I actually got in trouble with her and everyone really because I was I had a relationship with Nick that was more so, it was I was enabling Nick in a way. I was trying to convince them to give him his phone back sooner. And when he would get a bunch of words in my mind, I'm okay, he's just going to leave. I don't want him to leave. I didn't want Nick to leave. You know what I mean? Because I did have a relationship with him that was bigger than that started before he came to the house online. And I feel like me and him, I see a lot of myself in him. And I think he sees a lot of himself. And we're very similar in the sense that we put everything out here. I don't have this all started before Graceland, after Hypercrush, with just me and my wife, really. Just showing parts of my relationship that I thought would help people for real, but also made me kind of look like an asshole at times because people don't show themselves online, in a negative way. People are always trying to protect how they look. But my thinking was listen, this argument happened and we worked through it. So I'm going to show all of the parts of that. And people initially, you could imagine what would happen if you posted an argument with your significant other and you both have a big following. People are going to...
Oh, that's going on today with other people.
Yeah, so people are going to choose one or the other and they're going to demonize the other, but we need to be better at forgiving each other. And me and my wife are good. So why aren't you guys?
So one of the first things, or one of the main things that I think about when I hear, or when I learned about Graceland is, oh, a lot of the people there are live streaming while there. How long has that aspect of it been going on?
No, we haven't had anyone live stream.
No.
Like Graceland as our own account has live streamed.
Yeah, we live stream. I wanted to live stream everything. I wanted it to be a thing where you learn
the people that are living there don't, but the house does.
Yeah, like we'll have a phone set up and we're like, hey, the Graceland Ranch live stream's up if you want to come up and talk. But we didn't. Nick, I feel like that was another big reason why he wanted to leave, so that he can start live streaming.
That is the reason,
because he was about to get his phone taken away,
and now he's killing it. And I hope he's okay. I hope that he changed enough to accumulate some long-term sobriety. But the key really is change. Like we do have to change, right? We really do, or else we're not going to stay sober. And change isn't easy, right? And I can't bring about the change that needs to happen in me, because my mind is essentially broken, bro. Honestly. Danny Trejo talks about this when he shares at meetings. Like, I cannot do it on my own, especially in the beginning. So that's why we're hoping that the people who come into the house are completely surrendered and they're done trying to run the show, and that lasted for a couple months with Nick, and then he decided he wanted to go back out and do it his way. And, it's hard running a sober living. You have to keep this sort of baseline. Like everyone has to be held to the same standards. So if Keaton can't have his phone, then Nick can't have his phone. Even though Nick has a huge following and he can make all this money, it's like he has to sort of be, but we also were seeing patterns of like addiction with this device. I literally just went to Florida because I don't know if you know about this, but I just recently lost 20 years of sobriety and totally bottomed out on live stream and ended up.
Well, I saw a video that you said that you were also addicted, or that being on social media contributed to that happening.
Oh yeah. Big time.
So you're still on. I said this to Nick when I went live with him, and I didn't say it as a negative thing. It's like drama follows people on TikTok Live. If you're popular, even the people that are nice, like people for whatever reasons, it might be jealousy, people are making money, or whatever it is, people will bring up things from a long time ago. People will expose people, all of this. And it's like that attention and negativity could be very triggering. So like, is what you're doing still now conducive to your own sobriety and mental health?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I'm talking about it every week with my therapist and my wife. I need to do this. Everyone in my house came from social media.
But
right?
also you have...
So that's the problem is that I have to do this. But here's the thing is I have Evan now and Blue, so where they can film stuff and they post to my page, and there are times where I don't even look at my phone or go on social media for like days. And I honestly, that's when I'm at the most, that's when I have the most peace, because I don't know if you can relate to this. I'm sure you can.
I'm addicted to social media, and it's my job.
Yeah. Which is cool, which is good, as long as it doesn't start negatively affecting you. But the numbers, we can become a slave to the numbers, and comparing ourselves to other people. And you've been doing this for a long time, and so have I. So I think that, we've probably developed healthy coping mechanisms. Don't worry about the results so much. Keep doing it for the right reasons. And that's all good and fine. But the height of what happened when Nick was coming to Graceland, it went from like here to like way up here, right? And I just lost it. I fed into all the bullshit, because for me it's not like entertainment.
No, you're grounded.
But it is. It kind of is entertainment, right? But it's also like for real people, like changing their life.
Well, and then does that worry you? I mean, I didn't know that all of the people there came from social media. Does it worry you that some people
Most.
Does it worry you that some people want to be in your house just to grow their social media following?
100%, but that's never really happened. I mean, Nick is the first person that's ever really been to our house who even has a following. Brittany has a little bit of a following, but those are the only two people. And I wanted to wait a couple years until I'm so confident in the house and the structure and Madison and Jose and Zach. And I mean, I have all these different people who graduated that are running it right now. I knew that the house I'm so proud of what we do. And I know that house, if you go into that house, you're going to get like the best possible shot at long-term recovery that I can give you. And I went to a similar place 20 years ago. I went to a house called Liberty House, and it was all men and it was very structured. And really what it is you know everyone so well that everyone grows together. Nobody gets away with anything because they're surrounded by people just like them. And if that community turns healthy, which it is right now in our house, we had to cut a couple people out of it so that the core could be healthy, so that when we get new people, they're coming into a house with 10 or 15 people who are on the level, who aren't lying, who are sort of influencing you in a positive way rather than a negative way. And sometimes the house is kind of like an organism where one bad apple can spread, right? So the way the structure is designed, it's like this perfect, it's like a cooking, what do you call it? Like a boiling, it's like a jambalaya of like perfect, it's like we're organizing chaos, so to speak, you know? Like every night at dinner, everyone in the house has to give a positive on someone else in the house and what we call a pull-up on someone else. So, and if you don't do that, you get struck and you have now you have words like, you have to do it. It's called attitude checks every day at dinner. So you have to be paying attention, right? And you have to sort of be your brother's keeper. So what worked for us on the streets, not snitching, keeping secrets, all that gets turned around completely on its head. And Jose, who works for me, was kind of a street dude. So's Paul, and changing the way they think about, like, you're not ratting on this person. You're telling on them because you want to help them.
You're pulling them up to be lifted.
Yeah, like for example, pull up Blue. I see that you've been very disengaged lately and isolating. I think it would be good if you get out of your head and start participating more, right? That would be like a
Actually,
pull-up.
that's a half-ass pull-up.
Okay.
That's a half-ass pull-up.
Like
He would need to give a specific example, like,
right.
Hey, Blue, I've noticed that you've been disengaged in your house commitments. You didn't do your chore and you didn't make your bed today. I suggest taking contrary action. You have to give a specific
Okay, so this
example.
is so Madison knows the structure better than I do. And I designed it. I mean, I didn't design it. I designed it for Graceland, but I took what Liberty House was doing like exactly. I didn't change anything except for the fact that it's co-ed, which made it a lot more challenging. But I don't know. I think people should get sober around members of the opposite sex because you're going to be coexisting with them in the real world. Why not prepare? I mean, I think that was one thing that was, I think, lacking at Liberty House was you graduate and they're like, here you go, here's women.
So
it's like hard.
This is an opportunity for you to set the record straight. I'm hearing something that there are multiple lawsuits against Graceland. Is that accurate?
Hold on, I will answer this.
I mean, there should be, because that's what alcoholics do when they leave a place. A drug addict or an alcoholic, when they leave a sober living because they don't want to keep growing or changing, they have to make it the sober living's fault. They have to justify their actions by demonizing the sober living. I mean, even I did it. It's really hard not to. And this is one of the things I want to educate people about. I want them to learn more about what addicts and alcoholics are like in early recovery. They leave. I can't believe Nick's not talking shit. I can't believe it.
Well, he was. I did see a video of him talking.
Yeah, but like for a little bit, right?
Right after he left.
Yeah.
I think he was wearing a maroon shirt. I even remember because I saw it today.
But it wasn't really like that bad. And
he was threatening. He's like, I better not start speaking or whatever.
Yeah, which is normal, bro. Like alcoholics are, if you drank or used for 10 years, that's a whole decade off your emotional intelligence. I mean, we're emotionally wherever we were when we started using. So picture like an angry, selfish teenager, like, fuck you, mom. Like that's the energy, right? And I want people to understand that. Like you can't, who are you going to believe? Us?
Yep, I'm still busy.
Us with the house 4 years, or this guy with 3 months sober who's trying to talk shit about a whole organization. So I think that we all kind of need to be a little bit more discerning when it comes to where we're getting our information. And I personally I believe what you say. Like if you say something, I'm going to believe you, not people in my chat telling me things about you. However, I am willing to answer any questions. And I'm
Hold
so
on,
glad.
you kind of tiptoed around what he said, and I'm going to say it.
Again?
I'm going to say it in
Lawsuits.
a way. Yes.
Oh,
so
right,
let
right,
me,
right.
because we have to be careful because of the other party.
I mean,
but I could say it in a general way that has nothing to do with our company and a resident in our house. It has to do with something that happened outside the house. And basically they're suing both of Pat's companies.
Well, we don't even, that's whatever. And there's a dog bite thing too that happened.
Oh yeah.
There was Mac at dog bites. We had a dog who, so that happened. And then, one of my I haven't really talked about this, bro, but I'll bless you with it just because you're the real deal. I'll just tell you straight up. Look, when I opened this house, one of my, I opened it with me, Danielle, and this other guy, Gus. And, we had a falling out, and he did sue me for like a lot of money. And it was just, I had to walk through like one of my best friends suing me because they felt like they were owed a percentage and they had zero experience in this industry. And also they were bringing zero to the table as far as a financial investment. So why would you get a percentage of the company? I'm sorry. We're not giving you a percentage, but you can work for us and you can get sweat equity and we can build that up over time. But he didn't, he wasn't trying. Once he got a lawyer that was down to chase the money, he chased the money and he got some. So yeah, those are, and I'm fucking, bro, I'm like the most transparent person you're ever going to meet on this app. I know you don't know me yet, but if you go through any of my stuff, you're going to see like, I'm literally doing a social experiment right now. I'm putting my entire ass out there so that people can attack me and do whatever they want to do. And what we're doing inside of that house is magical, right? And there's examples of that all around me. I mean, literally, all the people that like Evan, Jose, Madison, even Mason just left. And now Mason's talking shit. All these people they did a year in my house and they're still sober. And they're all around me. And that's not enough. Shouldn't that be enough? Like they came here through TikTok. She has you should have seen what she looked like when she showed up at Graceland. She had potholes on her face. She was on death's doorstep. Her mom didn't give me a dime. Her mom was like, nope, I'm not fucking helping her at all. I'm done. So look at her now. It's 4 years later. I just made her a signer on the account. Like they're real world miracles happening right in front of these people's eyes. I opened the house on TikTok. They followed me. They watched me open the house. They watched the first residents come in. There are people here that have been watching my journey from day one before Graceland. And even still, they want to talk shit. It blows my mind. I brought this kid in, River. I just bring people in sometimes from social media just to bring them in, just to see if we can help a random person. And they want to fucking shut my house down.
Is there any kind of requirement? Like, not everybody pays, but some people pay. But Is there a requirement to go live on the Graceland account if you're a member of the house?
Not at all, bro. That's the other thing, bro. It's like, imagine me having a sober living, right? And I'm forcing people to go live and to be in videos. They would leave in 1 second. They're already looking for a reason to leave every minute they're there because they're going against everything in their body, which is to say, go run, go get, go back. Like it's very, very difficult to get through a structured sober living. It just is. But what you get on the other end of it is some claws, some fangs, maybe to deal with life, because life is a motherfucker. And once you have some claws and fangs, or at least just a little more strength and inner, discipline, now you're going to have more joy in your life. And that we only get 1 year, and we're just trying to make them the best they can be in that year. Right. And what is that going to look like? Right? We're going to be running sprints, going up hills. Our muscles are going to be sore. I'm saying like our mind, like writing, like we're not working so much on our physical, but our mental, our emotional, and the writing helps slows down your brain, and an alcoholic's brain moves way too fast. So the writing is super therapeutic. I recently did a day of structure. So I wrote 8K. I broke Reflections with Nick. So I got to see what it was like. I did it a long time ago, but it's like, you're just forced to be, okay. So here's a great example. You know how like baseball, when you're on deck, you have a donut on your bat? She's laughing because I say this all the time.
No, I'm laughing because you are just a steamroller.
I'm just
today.
so excited.
So
Listen, I'm so excited and I love what I do so much. Like, I'm so proud of it. And the fact that we have hate, it's like, fuck yeah. Like, it's like punk rock, like
Thank you, OG Jessica. You like that you guys have hate?
I kind of do, bro, because when we beat it, when we win, it's like we have a common enemy that unites us.
Who is the enemy?
Like who is Batman without the Joker, bro? He's not the same. Like, the enemy is these fucking people online. Like this evil teapot.
Why would they have it out for you?
Well,
I don't know.
It's that's the thing is they judge based on our social media, and they don't know us, and they don't really know the full scope of everything that's going on.
Because
right?
they probably had an experience with someone like me who wasn't good.
Or we have residents who leave.
Yeah,
and
they
just
talk shit.
And they talk shit because they're resentful at the house, whether they feel they were treated unfairly or some type. They just have their conceptions. You mentioned, is there a requirement? We always have 4 scholarship beds, and it's not required for everyone to be on video. Like, you could sign. We have a paper for a video release, and you can write on the contract, I do not want to be in videos. And even verbally to us.
But I mean, this all kind of seems obvious. Like, if you really sit and think about it for a second, like, I wouldn't be in business for 4 years. I mean, look, if you tried to open a structured sober living right now, good luck.
And but what about?
Nobody's going to come. Nobody wants to come and have their phone taken away when right down the street, they give it to you.
Oh my gosh, there's even 420 friendly sober living.
Because of the fact that I have my following and that we do get people from the internet, that's the only reason we're able to even do this. And it's kind of an extinct. This method is like going extinct. And I don't want it.
I'm a little confused because some of what you do also, in addition to being this sober living house, is it detoxing? But that I thought that's what happens.
Right. Can I answer that? Okay.
Well, but
I thought sober living didn't do detoxing.
Yeah. Well, but before you answer that, I had a lot of people detox on my couch before I opened my sober living. That's what I do as an alcoholic. I help other people, and if they need to sleep on the couch, my sponsor lived with me for 6 months because he got kicked out of his house. Like, that's all this is, bro. All it is my house. And if I want to help someone and they don't have money to get a detox, I'm going to. And I don't give a fuck if it's allowed or not.
Well,
it is allowed. I
Okay,
know it's
let me-
allowed.
let me explain.
Because we just can't give them meds. That's what it is. We can't disperse meds, but if they want to detox
Is
on
that
our
dangerous
couch,
though? Like if somebody's
No,
addicted
okay.
to something,
Can I explain?
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
There's two substances that you need to be concerned about. One is drinking. I know. One is drinking, and then the other is
the H word or the F word.
no, it's not that. Because I'm one of those. That's what I got sober off of. The two fatal ones is alcohol and it's a benzos. I could say that. All right. Like, so,
I wouldn't, and that's not even important.
okay, but it
It's
is
not even
important. No, time out. It is important because listen, we don't take people who are kicking from that, right? And so, but also what happens is we're talking to these people on the phone and we'll say, hey, like, well, how are you? Like there's this one, I could clear the air of the girl who was in our garage in a bucket throwing up.
Wait. She's here, Ray. Where's Ray? She can literally talk to you herself.
Well, anyways,
I mean, it really, what it comes down to is just like, look.
no, can I explain it?
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
interrupting me.
Sorry.
So they
sorry.
will, for her, for example, she went to detox. She had out of state, only state insurance. She went to one. But then when she got out, she started using again. But then she still came into our care and said, I'm not going to be that bad. We took her, she has no resources for California programs.
Yeah, dude.
And then we took her to the hospital,
so
but
expensive.
she was still feeling sick. I'm in school and I'm a H addict. I know that it's not fatal. It's really uncomfortable. Your body is disturbed, of course, but we can't dispense meds. We're not licensed. So we're not detoxing because we're not allowed to.
Yeah,
but we could take people to the doctor, to the hospital. They can prescribe them medication and we'll allow them to take them. But you get a lot of people who call. I do a lot of admissions and they'll say, I've been sober. I'm fine. Like I've been clean.
Yeah,
they come in
they
and
just
then
lie.
they have no
They
resources.
just
We
lie.
can't send them out. And what are we supposed to do? Put them on the street?
I can't get in.
Well, bro, that's how it is
I
with you.
can't get
Poor
in.
Perez
No,
can't
you're-
ask questions.
I know. I'm sorry, bro. Me and her are both commanders. We took the test. I'm sorry for steamrolling, and I appreciate
All
what you said.
good.
It's just the simple answer is we can't give out meds. Like a proper detox
Right.
would mean
Now,
you're giving them
another. I don't know why people would. I've heard people refer to Graceland as a cult. Is there any kind of religious aspect?
No, but that, I love that. That is my favorite one, and I want to make shirts. Like, I think I really do want to make a cult. Here's the problem. Here's the problem about the cult is the cult has one leader, which obviously would be me, but I'm really not leading it. I'm really not. Like, you can see, bro, she shuts me down, dog. Like, I'm not, because I have a production company, this Ridge Production, this banner over here, the Ridge. So Ridge, we just filmed MGK's part of his music video, and also, did you know Dingo? Dingo just passed away. We filmed his funeral, and
He was really good friends with MJ.
yeah, I've done music videos for a lot of different Steve Aoki, all of Bella Thorne's video. Me and Bella Thorne are like tight. Yeah, and Mod Sun and
Is there any religious aspect to what you guys do there?
No,
at
it's
Graceland?
AA. Everyone, it's just like it's a God of your own understanding. Everyone gets. It could be the universe. It's whatever.
it's just AA. That's it. So in AA,
I don't know the program. Is AA a religious program?
No, that's. Do you want to answer, Patrick?
yes, please. So alcoholism and addiction is it's a two-part disease. While there's a mental obsession and a physical allergy, there's also a spiritual malady. It's really a spiritual problem at the end of the day. That's why it's so hard for people to get sober, because drug addicts are not down with God. I don't fuck with God, right? God, religion only divides. That's what I always thought. I used to wear an upside down cross. And if there's one religion that's at the top, it's Christianity. So I wore an upside down cross for a long time in my disease. I now realize that all Jesus ever tried to tell us was how to stay positive and how to have a positive state of mind. It's all states of minds and metaphors as far as I'm concerned. But
So it's not like religious, like in terms of one denomination, but
No.
like people are saying that you guys have you do like every Friday some spiritual talk, or there've been
No.
baptisms there.
Oh, yeah. So we have done baptisms. We had a pastor that would come to the house and do Bible studies.
Well, Pat's partner is a big Christian. So if you want that resource, if you want to be baptized, if you want to explore that, you can. But in AA,
But it's optional. It's not
It's
necessary.
optional.
It's not
No, not at all. So
Okay.
there's some people in our house who believe in the universe as their higher power, the nature,
But wait, Evan.
maybe their future selves. It's a God of your own understanding.
What's your God?
Oh, Evan has a good one.
So Evan, I struggled with that. So did I, but over time I've learned that like there's something good to take from all the religions are kind of pointing towards the same direction, right? Be good, do good, humility, forgiveness. Forgiveness is a big one. That's like, and I want to really, really implore everyone here to forgive yourselves and forgive me. You're going to be a lot happier if you can let go of that. But this evil teapot, this shit is crazy. I don't know how bro, imagine being me. Just imagine for a second that all of what we're saying is true, right? Let's just imagine for a second that I am doing what I claim to be doing, because I've proven a few times already that I can do something, through Hypercrush we had a record deal with Universal. I'm surprised you haven't heard of us, because we were like, bro, it was us and Jeffree Star, 1 and 2 on MySpace. Do you remember those days?
I actually never had a MySpace because I'm so old. I was on Friendster.
Wow.
Friendster was before,
Yeah, but hold up.
was before MySpace, so I never joined MySpace.
But you remember how important it was for upcoming artists and Jeffree Star. And are you like friends with Jeffree Star?
Not really. Wait, since you mentioned that evil teapot, I would imagine that they bring up some of the same things over and over. What's the biggest misconception that they tell people that you would like everybody watching to know is not true?
I think it's just like it's really difficult because the name calling and us just saying that we're unethical, we're evil.
I just think really what it comes down to is like they don't believe that we're like actually good people.
Yeah.
Or that we're doing good things.
Right. That's Blue. Blue went through my house.
What would you say over the last?
But just real quick, sorry to cut you off. But when he was in the house, there was an actual hashtag free Blue.
Yeah.
And it was like going around, bro.
That was recently?
No. How much time do you have?
4 years
I
ago.
have 4 years now.
So he has 4 years, and he did 1 year, graduated, went back to Vegas. It's like, I'm good on Graceland. I don't want to. And now he's back because he just wants to be a part of the community. And
I want to keep growing.
but like this has been going on. I mean, I wonder what you guys think about Blue. Oh, they think I treat him like shit and he should go home because I'm like a bad boss.
But if it's not me, it's somebody else they're saying that about.
Right.
Period.
I don't know.
It doesn't
I don't know how. Have you been able to avoid the hate here?
I love the hate. I
Right.
appreciate it.
Right.
Because I look at it in terms of it's only helping me.
Right.
Hate gives me more engagement.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm not your typical person, I'm not
No,
like
bro, you're someone who's experienced and seasoned, and I'm with you. I feel the same way. On a bad day, though, it can really hurt me because their actual lives, like I've actually shown people that what I'm doing literally quite possibly saved multiple people's lives in the 4 years that I've been doing it. And the proof is right here. I don't even need to.
And that's what makes it difficult with Evil Teapot, where they're streaming us and just talking shit. And it's the scary part is that it could prevent someone who really needs help to actually get it. And I'm not saying Graceland's the all and be all. There's many ways, but for like someone like me who struggled for 10 years, and I've tried every form of treatment.
How many places have you been to?
10 places, but other than that, doctors, I had an implant put in me to where I couldn't, if I tried to use, my mom did everything. And it wasn't, it took I took a program that helped me change my behaviors, but also have a community. I haven't left because I have a home and people that I need them more than they need me, even if I'm, helping the place. It's the community that's helped me.
So do I, honestly. That's the crazy part.
I have you can answer it either way. Over the last 4 years, you've done a lot of good. Are there any regrets or anything that you would do differently, or anything that you could say, I take accountability, I effed up by doing that?
You're really good at what you do, man. You're really I don't know. I just think I don't know. I just want to say thank you, and I just think you're a great guy.
Somewhat professional.
Because it's very hard to ask people these questions, you guys.
I want to be respectful. I'm always listen. I always want anybody that I go live with, even if they're like the most, not you, but like I would go live with that Ash Trevino woman, or I was supposed to go live with Brie Olson earlier, but she flaked on me. It's all good. I don't want to. I don't need to be disrespectful in order to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So how would you answer that question? Like any?
Yeah, I love that. I love that question. I love it so much. Because, dude, now this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity to own some shit. And I want to say, because these platforms react so much to drama and negativity, yes, I think I may have been almost like, it's almost like this, almost subconscious in a way where I this gets results, so I'm just going to keep doing it, right? But that's not really who I am.
You were living the experience there as a reality TV show almost.
Yeah, and every post I did was like a little amped up, so they're not really getting to see who I really am. They don't really see me at night when I'm watching shows with my wife for hours, not saying a word. Like, I have a wife, so I've been with my wife for 20 years, and we just had a boy. He's a 1-year-old, and that's the other interesting thing to me is like, I'm a dad. He's 1, and I mean, if anybody has ever been in a relationship, you know that if you don't have your shit together, and if you're not a good person, and you're not willing to get humble, you're not going to be able to have a relationship with someone for 20 years and then have a kid a year. And we're great. Like, we're great. I'm great because she's great. And I think it also insults Veronica's intelligence. By you
Things
guys
are great with your wife, because some people are saying, I don't know why they're saying that she's about to divorce you.
I love it. See, it's just, it's ludicrous,
fucking
bro.
Trolls.
They're saying you're in an open relationship?
Yeah, so we were.
Oh, you were? Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were, and we did that whole. There's another website that was very important to me before I opened Graceland, and it's probably how I was able to open Graceland. Figure that one out.
Something about polyamory or something like that?
Well, you know the website that you can make money on doing that stuff.
Oh,
yeah. So I made like, I think I probably almost made $1 million on that.
Wow. I had no.
So,
wow.
And I will say this, look, whether you judge or not, I don't judge anyone or anything. I'm just like, I'm fair game. If you choose to do it, go ahead and do it.
You did that with your wife?
Yes.
Is she
and honestly, bro, I'll say we had so much fun, and our relationship was like hot, like 16, 17 years in. What happened was COVID hit, okay, and my production company went to a dead halt. So I didn't know what to do, bro. Honestly, I didn't know what to do. So to be honest, the guy who sued me, he had an idea. He said, "Hey, why don't you try this?" And we tried it, and it was. I mean, it saved us. It saved me.
But they're not
financially
really in an open relationship.
No, we're not in an open relationship anymore, though.
Like when they started to have the baby, they stopped.
But you could imagine how people felt about it then, and they're still holding on to it, and they don't understand that as I grow up, I changed. Me and my wife have changed a lot in the past 5 years, and there's no way we'd be in an open relationship now. And we just went to sent to San Francisco on a trip. And I don't know, she just thanked me yesterday for What did she think? What did she say? Good job. Oh, she said good job being quiet at night, because one of my big things is making too much noise at night.
What would you say is the opposite of what I just asked? Like what, what are you proudest? What are you proudest of?
But we didn't answer that question. Is there anything that we've done that we regret that we can like honestly say?
You did. You said you were amping things up too much. Like
maybe showing all the chaos, right? And maybe wasn't, I don't know, conducive. It's hard because me as like an addict, like I would relate to like someone freaking out,
right?
Like I can understand because that feeling, and then because I've felt it so many times, and I always think my alcoholic brain tells me that I'm the only one that acts like this and feels like this. But when I am able to witness it in other people, I'm like, oh wow, like I'm not alone in this. Yeah. So there's like it's a moral dilemma at times. Right? Like
some people might think that you're exploiting the residents.
Yeah, I get that.
100%.
I get that.
And so, but then it makes me wonder if we didn't show all the rawness, would it make us who we are as like people who want to live in?
Like I said, I'm trying to do an experiment in like really, really, really telling the real truth and showing really what it looks like. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think that we've done the best we can. Like we've really, I would say that I wish I had been better at like ignoring the hate and not letting it affect me. But like the cops show up to my house, bro. The cops show up with flashlights in their rooms.
Regularly?
No, they have because of this fucking evil teapot page.
No, let's not just put it all on her. Just like people on the internet harassing. It's like harassment.
So when it crosses crazy over into my actual life, which it has, they call my parents, my partners, they go hard, bro. They try to ruin my life. They wrote the fucking mayor. Bro, they wrote a letter to the fucking mayor. Like what?
It's basically like, you've seen live streamers, right, Perez?
Yeah.
You know how they get swatted sometimes because their shit gets leaked?
Yeah.
It's basically that.
But there's people in the house, man. Like you guys
with PTSD.
There's 15 newly sober drug addicts in my house. Like, please.
That's intense. That's intense.
It's already hard enough.
So what's the opposite of that? Like, what would you say is the proudest thing from the last few years?
We didn't own one fucking thing.
Well, I don't know how to own it. Like maybe I've been too hard on certain people. Are at times because I'm dealing with my own shit and we go a little too hard. Maybe we push the limit with people because we're trying to get them to change and it's difficult or they're resistant.
I just like the
push boundaries.
I just like the question because if everyone was able to look at their part and say sorry, this would be such an amazing world to live in. And I honestly, I don't really even know, but if somebody wants me to take ownership, if I've ever hurt or affected anybody unknowingly, like I really am sorry. And I know how some of the things I've posted could be triggering. And I've posted everything from fights to me being angry and hostile to me being loving. And sometimes they hate on my wife. But the one thing that I'm the most proud of, honestly, are these two people right here.
Okay. Well, all the graduates.
No, but you guys especially. I mean, I can't live my life without her.
How many graduates have there been?
There's been 33. So
33.
I mean, I will say this. There's a lot of people on there that are like, well, 400 people have gone through Graceland. There's only 33 graduates.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's because that's the true statistic.
Yeah.
Out of 10 people, maybe 1 or 2 stay sober and change their lives.
And that's only if they actually do the deal and try, like maybe go to meetings and work some sort of program, right? Even out of those people, we are losing the battle against addiction. Okay, people? No, parents are losing their children. They come into my box and they tell me about the kid they just lost. This shit is like dead fucking serious. And
I get it. Especially with young
they don't fucking get it, and they need to chill the fuck out on us. It's like too much. It's too much for me to handle sometimes because people are fucking dying. We have 3 people that are dead. that came to our house, you know, that they didn't make it. They didn't fucking make it.
They left the house.
They left and they fucking died. And I pleaded and begged their parents not to let them leave, but the parents take them out of the house, they enable them, and then they fucking die. And we're the ones actually on the front lines of this shit. So people should just listen and learn and stop throwing their bullshit.
I can't even imagine what all of you there that are working there, like, it must be really draining every day.
So draining, bro.
Well, that's the thing
most.
about like a structured sober living, that you have to put a lot of heart in it. You have to be willing to go there at midnight, 1 a.m. if there's an emergency. I mean,
and we're down, dude.
And-
We love that part of it. I love that part of it. I just love it. I love alcoholics. I love junkies. They're my people. I understand them. That's why I forgive them time and time and time again. We had this kid, Matthew Andrew Drake, who left and made this elaborate YouTube video about how fucked up our house is. And he's been on the Soft White Underbelly multiple times. And what did we do when he said he wanted to come back?
we took him back.
We took him back into the house. That's what we did. And then he left, and now he's trying to shut us down again. It's like they're children. They get mad at their dad for doing the right thing for them. It's the same shit, bro. We're basically just parents for fucking misfits who don't have parents anymore, or their parents have given the fuck up. Her parents, both of their parents gave up, and they said, "No, we're not." His parents thought he was going to be crazy for the rest of his life. You should have seen how he came into my house. It's just, I don't know. The documentary is coming, okay? And then everyone will understand, and you will cry when you watch it. But it's hard to translate everything.
Is that something people were saying that you were talking about a conversation with Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking around at all. I want Netflix to pay for everyone to get sober. And then I can pick whoever I want. If you look like you want it and you deserve it, come on down. Let's go. You get a shot at it because thanks to Netflix. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that could be a good thing. And it's like, I just think people they want to just hate until it actually happens. And then they're like, oh yeah, we were just like, I'm not giving up. Like, it's gonna happen. It's already happening, but it's just gonna keep growing, and hopefully people keep learning. But the structure, bro, is like, it's just like it's
special. It's like no other. And there's like these people I went through the house with. It's almost like you went to summer camp, right? But a long term, and these are relationships I'm gonna have for the rest of my life. Like, they know me. They're like my brother, my sister, because we went through something that was so hard. And there's like different, like there's a language to it, like non-com,
yeah, like contracting, like no contracting. Contracting is when you're like clicked up with someone in the house, and if you get a contracting strike,
and there's no way like other people who haven't been through it that would understand. And there's a handful of other programs that are like Graceland, and I've met these guys from these programs, and they're like, oh, you went through a structured sober living, you know, Reflections. I'm like, yeah. And like immediate connection, like with people who didn't even go through Graceland, because there's a few other houses like it, but like, a lot of there's only a few because it's so much work.
Yeah, because how often are we too afraid to tell someone the truth, right?
I love the truth.
Yeah, you're great. You're great. That's why I love you, because you're out here just being honest. But like, a lot of people are afraid to tell their loved ones the truth.
I mean, like,
and they harbor resentments, and they grow. And at Graceland, you learn to speak your truth. You learn to advocate for yourself and communicate your feelings. Go ahead.
I'm gonna speak my truth. See, that's a skill I learned in the house. Right there, interject. Madison went through the house with me at the same time, and now I have a lifelong older sister that I never had. I always wanted an older sibling that had knowledge, that could share, that could
and an older brother, bro,
and little brothers.
I'm his big bro. I mean, me and this kid fight like brothers.
Blue's an angel. He came in thinking he was Tupac and Jesus, and was like not well. And it's a miracle.
He drank a bunch of vape juice. Like, it was crazy. He had to get 5153 times in our house.
And
That's
people,
what we're
people
dealing
didn't think
with.
he would make it.
It's
like
a fucking insane asylum run by the patients. That's what it is, bro. And some of the residents have been there for 9 months, so they're not insane anymore.
Well,
right? But they know it when they see it. It's like it's really beautiful. I will. So listen, if you want to come on Thursday and see what we do, you can. The invitation is open.
Well, I'm in Vegas, but this is a good entryway, and I have to hop off, but
Yeah.
I'm glad that we got to chat, and I appreciate you answering my questions. And
If you ever have more, let us know. We're down.
all right, well, we will talk again, I'm sure. All right, have a good one.
All right.
Thanks, Perez.
See you
brother.
later.
Bye.
So you hop on his page and see what he's saying. Right? Oh,
What'd you do?
nothing.